Hello friends, this is Mark from the Human-Cetacean Alliance, still talking to you from the beautiful coast of the Algarve in South Portugal. And this is my third report of the weekly cetacean news of the world. And this time we'll go a little bit off-world actually, because I would like to talk about that celestial object that you've probably heard of, unless you've lived under a rock over the last few months, which astronomers call 3iAtlas. Now, as you probably know, there's been a great deal. I really need to move away from the waves because they're still pretty noisy, and I'd like you to hear me if it's all the same to you. So, there's been and there still is a great deal of speculation about the nature of that celestial object, 3iAtlas, with some people maintaining that it is just a comet, even though it is exhibiting many characteristics that are quite unusual for a comet. And you also have people who say that given these very unusual characteristics, absolutely cannot be a natural object, that it is clearly engineered, and so that it would be something like, very possibly, a starship or a probe, or well, these are the two main options actually. Now, it would be very big for a probe, because if it is the size of Manhattan, so that would be quite a big probe. So if you go with the option that it is a starship, it's a pretty sizable one, even though there are starships that are even much bigger than that. Some are the size of planets. It's not the first time, of course, that we have this kind of objects crossing the solar system, but this one has a past that is extremely interesting, and many people have come up with their own insights, or their own revelations, or their own information about what it is and what is the intention behind it. And the way I feel about this is that most of these people have a partial grasp on the real nature of 3iAtlas. It's like the old image, you know, of people sensing different parts of the body of an elephant from behind a curtain, and so coming to completely different conclusions about the nature of the elephant. You know, someone who only feels the trunk of the elephant believes it's a serpent. I believe that is what's happening with 3iAtlas, because for instance, many people are mentioning different extraterrestrial species that would be in charge of 3iAtlas, if you accept the fact that it is a starship, of course. And I believe most of them are right, because it's not just one civilization or race that is present aboard this ship, but a conglomerate, if you want, a multiplicity of them. And I believe there is a very important human presence as well. And when I say human, I mean humans from Earth. I even believe, following the information shared by George Cavasilas, I even believe that they are actually the ones in charge. But what really interests me is that the arrival of 3iAtlas feels very much like a herald of change, the harbinger of great change, not only for our planet, but for the entire solar system. And I feel that this arrival and the really slow, progressive itinerary of the object through the solar system is giving people time to come to terms with its nature before contact is finally made very officially and openly, which would be the concretization at long last of the long awaited disclosure of the very basic fact of reality that we're not alone in this ginormous universe and that some people have been traveling it for an extremely long time, including Terrans, by the way, not just recently but also for a very long time, if you accept the fact that this is not the first very advanced, this is not the first technologically advanced civilization that our humanity has spawned. So, what's the connection with cetaceans, you might ask? Well, one of the people who came up with their own information about 3iAtlas is a lady who goes by the name of Lily Nova. Very nice lady, beautiful energy. And the first thing that she felt when she psychically connected with 3iAtlas, she felt like she was communicating with a whale, of all things. And she was really surprised because she sensed that the consciousness of that object really felt like the consciousness of a whale. And of course that's extremely interesting to me, Now, why would a starship, again, if we embrace that possibility, why would a starship have consciousness? Many of them do. Many of them do. Many starships have a form of consciousness that is technological intelligence, what we here most of us call artificial intelligence. But also there are etheric beings, plasmic beings, non-embodied beings, beings of consciousness, that can choose to, you might say, use a starship as a physical body. But there are other possibilities too. There are beings who can come together, merge their consciousnesses together to create a new entity. A new entity that will be the spirit of a ship. So it is actually extremely common in the universe among spacefaring civilizations to have conscious starships. Now, why is it so significant that this one would have whale feeling consciousness? Because whales don't originate from here. They came here from another star system, namely the Sirius star system, an extremely long time ago. So the Darwinian story about land mammals becoming ocean mammals through evolution, that story is completely off. It's bogus. And I guess if you are a believer, a fervent believer of the Darwinian theory of evolution, you'll strongly disagree with me, which is alright. I have no issue with that, if that's your religion. Now, the whale is a very powerful archetype of mother energy. The mother whale. Cetaceans in general have a more feminine energy, more feminine than masculine. And the whales are especially, compared with dolphins, so dolphins are still more on the feminine side, but whales even more so. And the whales have a very strong, direct, powerful, intimate connection with Mother Earth, with the heart of our planet. Which is a feminine planet. It is also a very powerful archetype of the mother energy, because we live on a planet that is a direct expression and a direct embodiment of the universal mother, the feminine expression of the universal creator. And so is Sirius. Sirius is the universal mother embodied as a star. And the Earth is the universal mother embodied as a planet. Every planet, every star has its own spirit and its own consciousness. But Sirius and the Earth are very unique for that matter. They're very unique because that is who they are. They are the universal mother. So there is that very strong link, that very strong connection between Mother Sirius and Mother Earth. And the whales are a very important component of that. And they've always played a very big role, a very important role here. What is the right angle? Okay, this is the right angle. So they've always played a very important role. They've made a direct and really substantial contribution to the creational process here on Earth. They have directly participated in the physical manifestation of the oceans, the physical creation of the oceans. And they are still singing the song of creation. That is why they sing, that is why we have what is called the whale song. It's because they are in touch to such a level with the heart of the planet that they pick the song of creation that emanates from the heart of the planet and they translate it into physical sounds. And that's why their presence here is so important. So important. So, if, hypothetically, Lilinova was right in her perception, and Starship, I'll go with Starship, you don't have to agree with me, Starship 3iAtlas feels like a whale that has this incredible, serious Mother Earth connection. That is absolute confirmation to me that 3iAtlas is playing a major role in the unfolding of a very, very big event, a very, very big scenario that is playing out right now, that is going to take the masses of planet Earth humanity out of their illusion of separation from the rest of the universe. The false, engineered, imposed belief that we are isolated, that we are possibly the only sentient species in the universe, and if not the only sentient species, at least that we are completely isolated and very, very, very far from any potential other civilization, planetary civilization. that belief is completely, incredibly, absurdly false and fabricated and imposed and cannot be sustained anymore. And the reality of the interconnection of life at a universal level finally becomes fact once again, officially accepted, admitted fact. And I believe that's right around the corner now. Many people mention 2026 and 2027 as major years of revelation in that area and others, with 2027 as the year of official contact. So, we shall see. There's something very tricky about dates, as you've probably already noticed. Dates have come and gone, and many of them haven't lived to their promise. But this one feels very solid. It feels very solid, and there are many signs pointing to that direction. So, hang out to your hats, fasten your seat belts, it's gonna get interesting, grab your popcorn. I'll see you again soon if you wish for another video, and if you find this content interesting, please consider supporting me, the author of this material, by liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. It's very, very, very helpful in terms of YouTube's algorithm taking notice and proposing this content to more people. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful rest of your day, have a beautiful time, have a beautiful week. Take care.